Hey, Oscar.
Hey, good morning,
Hi.
Bonnie. Sorry I
How are
missed
you
the call. I
doing?
was trying to answer and I couldn't.
Yeah, it's
Mm,
okay. Sometimes everything's like popping up. I'm like, wait a minute, where's my little cursor thing at? What am I supposed to hit? What's going on
right.
around here? It's all good.
Hold on. My screen's a
It's all
little
good.
different right now. Let me see if I can change it. There we go.
There.
That's better. That works better. But
Okay.
you can't see my face though.
Yeah, I can't see it. There we
Okay, there
go.
we go. That's
Perfect. Perfect.
there we go. There we go. Let me see if I can do this. I had it planned out a little different. All right, now that's
There,
better. That's a little better. All right,
there we
so
go. Perfect.
how's it going, Bonnie? Now, I'm Oscar, by the way. It's finally nice to
Yeah,
meet you.
nice to meet you. We're talking on Facebook for a little while. Nice to
Yes,
meet you.
yes,
How
we
you
did.
doing?
So, tell me a little bit about yourself. Let's first get to know each other, and then we'll get into the subject a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I live in the Central Florida area. I am a mindset and business coach and consultant. I work with a variety of people doing different things. Depending on what they want, I can help you to build your business. I can help you like start a business. If you already have a business, help build it. I also help with time management and productivity for people who, you're running a business, you're running your house, you have a lot of different things going on, a lot of moving parts. I help you to be more efficient and productive. I talk a lot to people about mindset because mindset is very important, especially now. So many different things going on. I help you just be more grateful for what you do have and don't dwell on what you don't have. So
Right, right.
I
That's
help you
good.
to reframe. I help you to reframe your negatives into positives.
Good.
So
Okay. All right. Well, a little bit about myself. I'm Oscar. Currently, I do. I'm a construction worker. Um,
okay,
this would be my 69th episode with you. Mainly, I
cool.
started it with my. I started by myself actually, and I used to just pick some of my friends, and I picked out a couple people that I talked to at the beginning,
Yeah,
and then I found a coworker that was willing to sit down with me and just sit here and just talk a bunch of nonsense to each other.
yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. And then I found him, and then I've been doing it with him for about 6 months. I actually the first 2 months is when I started it by myself, and then I found
Right.
him, and now I'm starting to feel like I've gotten stuck in a place where I'm just doing the repetitive thing, which is just sit here with my friend and just talk. But
Right.
it's what I want to do, but
Yeah.
this too, it's also what I want to do. Is just I have conversations with people, like
Oh yeah.
people that have something of value to share with me. You know what I
Right.
mean? And then I can share it with everybody else.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. So what my the main focus I wanted to focus on in the to get the conversation to go with you is to talk about mindset and
Okay. Perfect.
personal growth. That's where I want to
Right.
go. Um, Before I embarked in this podcast, that I wanted to do podcast, I didn't know what to do. I felt like I was just sitting there waiting for something to happen,
Right.
and nothing was happening. All was happening is just wasting my time, just day by day,
Yeah.
come in and out, day by day. Nothing would get done, and I wouldn't get anything done,
Right.
and it made me feel like I was losing, I guess, life because I
Yeah.
wasn't doing anything with it, and I couldn't find
Yeah. That's
anything.
a different day. So yeah, you gotta find something that lights you up. That's for sure.
Right, and I felt like I it, I was just wasting myself, look, because like I didn't have any passions. I couldn't find anything. All I was doing was just like hoping
Right.
for something to happen the next day, and
Right.
it wasn't gonna
Yeah.
happen unless I did something about it. But it took me a while to figure it out. But I finally did. I finally figured out what I wanted to do, and this is what I picked. And I like to say that I've been consistent with it since I started, but I don't know. I don't know where your stand is on that.
Yeah. You gotta find your zone of genius and you gotta find your passions. What do you like to do? What lights you up? What do you enjoy doing? Because if you don't enjoy doing it, then it's not going to work out. find what you like to do the most and figure out a way to monetize that. So then you'll never work another day in your life.
Right.
You get paid to do what you love to do, So you just gotta dig deep, really think about which is on a genius, what are your passions, how do you get marry those together to have the business of your dreams.
Now, I I finally figure out my passion, but for somebody that doesn't know, I know how I figure it out, but
Right,
I'm so new at this, I wouldn't be able to explain it to you how I figure it out. It's gonna take me a
right, yeah,
long time for me to be able to explain it to somebody other than just, oh, I did this and I did that. Oh, I changed this and I
right,
did that. That's
right,
nothing to somebody that's trying to figure it out. But
right.
what would you tell somebody? How would you help them change their mind towards? How would you guide them?
I would tell them to just do a brain dump, write out everything that they like to do, write out things that they don't like to do. They never want to do that, no matter how much they get paid. What do you like to do the most? Kind of almost end up putting it in order of what you like the most to what you like the least, and then you kind of have to go into how can you start doing that? How can you get paid to do that? I know people that they get paid to make drawings of people. They make drawings for the people. Your birthday, Christmas, anniversaries. Send me a
Right,
picture. And I can make like a picture of it for you, and I'll pay me $20, $30, and that's cool because you get paid to do that. So you
right,
just have to find what you want to do. You have to find the right people that are interested in your product too, because that's very important. It doesn't. If nobody wants your product, it doesn't matter. But you just start up with a few people, figure out exactly how you're going to run the business. There are going to be some hiccups at the very beginning, so you can kind of get like a beta test going. Just charge a little bit of money at first and get some feedback, get some testimonials, and once you get a portfolio of what you can do, then you can start charging more and expanding out your program. You don't have to have a year-long program right now. Maybe start out for 1 month or 6 weeks, and then if you want to extend it out a lot longer, you have like the basic framework.
okay, all right, yeah. It's important, right, to know what you want to do because it,
Right,
if you don't, you're just gonna be like I was trying to explain to you at first that I was just sitting there waiting for something to happen,
right,
and
right.
for most of us, it's not gonna happen.
It's not
Sure,
gonna
there,
happen, right?
yeah, sure. There's people out there that get lucky and they just walk right into what they're supposed to be doing, but most of
Right,
us, it's not like that. Most of us, we have to figure it out ourselves. Um,
right.
but I I don't know how to tell somebody to find to how to explain to them how to find their motivation. That's the other
Right.
big one that was for me. How do you tell somebody, like, how do you explain it to them, like how to find your motivation?
You have to think about, what makes you happy and what makes you sad. And obviously, if something makes you sad, don't go towards it, but kind of think about why you're seeing something and it's making you sad. But think about, more motivation. You have to have like a big goal. You have to break it down into smaller goals. What do you want to do with your life in 1 year? And then break it down into 9 months, 6 months, 3 months, 1 month. And because if you think you want to do something, make $1 million in a year, that's a really big goal. But what do you have to do to get that $1 million? Break it down and figure out if I do so this many products at this much price, this ends up being $1 million. You have to start smaller. So you want to shoot for the stars. Even if you miss and land on the clouds, you're still a lot higher than other people. You don't
That's
want to
right.
just sit there and say, "Oh, this and this and this is going on. I can't do anything." No, 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 no. You don't want to sit and wallow. You want to get out there and just do stuff and help other people too, because that's always important. Especially now, everything going on, everybody's mindset's really bad. So
Right.
I show
Everybody's
people.
mad at each other.
Oh, I know it's crazy. I show how to, reframe the negatives and the positives. Be grateful for what you do have. Don't dwell on what you don't have. There's always going to be somebody in worse shape than you. If you
Right.
woke up this morning, you woke up out of a bed you were sleeping on, you had breakfast that was sitting overnight in a refrigerator, you cooked it on the stove, you have a bathroom to use, you have a TV to watch, you're doing a lot better than all the homeless people out there right now. And I used to
Right.
be homeless years ago, so I really understand about the homeless and being totally helpless and stuff like that. But I just use my mindset to say, hey, this is a negative. how do I change this to a positive? So I was able to just bring myself out of being homeless to having my own business. I've had international clientele, and I get to help other people all over the world. I have friends all over the world. Last year, I visited England for 2.5 weeks. I
Oh,
got to meet
nice.
my own personal coach and a bunch of other people there. While I was there, I ended up having a networking luncheon, and I got to meet a bunch of friends in England personally.
Oh,
So that
nice.
was really,
Okay.
really cool because my story is the summer of 2016. I lived in a tent in the woods in Central Florida.
2016.
Christmas Day, 2016, yeah.
Okay.
Christmas Day, 2016, New Year's Day, 2017. I woke up sleeping on a bus stop bench about 2 miles from the entrance to Walt Disney World. Easter Sunday, 2017, I woke up sleeping in the mulch of a closed down coffee shop. I had my backpack as a pillow. And then, so 2017, I'm homeless. I'm sleeping on bus stop benches in the mulch. 2019 was when I flew 4,000 miles overnight to go to England, and I spent time with my coach at her house. So I go from waking up on a bus stop bench to waking up in my coach's house 4,000 miles away in 2 years. So if I can do that in my age, I'm going to be 56 in less than 2 weeks. I've got bad knees, I got osteoarthritis, I got a lot of problems. If I can use my mindset to say, hey, what's the worst that can happen? And go from being homeless to being in England, anybody
Right. I
can do it.
mean, and it all started with you changing the way you thought, right? The way
Right,
you
right,
think,
that's
it's so important. But most people don't even think about it. Most people just sit
right.
there with their phones on their hand every day. You know, mind you, this is what we're doing, right? With our phones on our hand,
Yeah,
literally. But
right,
for at least we're over here trying to either motivate you and I or motivate somebody else, and rather than
right,
just feeding our mind dumb things that are not good for your mental health.
right,
And most people just go to sleep with
right.
their phones on their hands and wake up with their phones on their hands, and that as well is not healthy. It is
Yeah,
important to have a balance too. How do you have a
yeah,
balance between
definitely.
your personal life and running a business? Because that's a hard part that I come to find. Now I find myself like, oh, telling my kids, oh, I got to work on this now. I can't go play with you right now. So maybe tomorrow I'll be able to play
Right,
with you. Because on top of me going to work, I have to work on this. I have to spend time with the kids. I have to
yeah,
spend time with my wife. It's also, and
right.
it's a lot to handle sometimes. How do you handle those day-to-day situations?
Well, that's something where, time management and organization comes into effect. You have to have like little pockets of time to do things. You know, I know right now with Coronora and people, the kids not going to school, people not going to work, the schedule's a little bit different and stuff,
Right.
but you kind of have to look out several months about what's going on. Say, okay, the kids are going to be in school here, so I have this time to do this, or I need to take this weekend off because it's a holiday. And something I do is I batch my tasks. If I'm going to be on Facebook, I'll be on Facebook solid for an hour, going through private messaging people, going through the different groups. So man, I have my own group. I help somebody else administer their group. I see what my friends are doing, but I'm only on Facebook. I'm not wandering back and forth toggling. And then I spend a certain amount of time only going through emails. Because I can easily get over 100 emails a day. If I just sit there for 30 minutes and just do nothing but emails, I could take that way down. And then I have different folders for different emails and stuff like that. And I have programs of E equals team up, efficiency equals time management, organization, and productivity. You want to be efficient and, batching tasks. Just do one task for a certain amount of time and another task for a certain amount of time and don't be going back and forth. And there's also something called the Pomodoro technique, which is you set a timer for 25 minutes and just work on something for 25 minutes. Do you, as the podcast host, do you want to talk to other people about being on your podcast? You would spend 25 minutes just outreach for your podcast. Not do anything else, just do that. And 25 minutes goes off. Spends 5 or 10 minutes doing something else, kind of, getting something to drink, kind of walking around for a minute. Then you come back to the task. Because if you know you only have 25 minutes to do it, now, if you got all day long to do this, it'll take all day long, right?
Right. Oh, for
But if you
sure. I've done it.
25 minutes, I've got 25 minutes, I've got to contact 10 people in 25 minutes. You're going to get it done. And then You're not looking for, oh my God, I got to be on here for doing this for 3 hours. I'll never get it done. 25 minutes, time goes by fast, and then you'll get it done. So you've got to be as efficient as possible. It's only 24 hours in a day. You can never get the time back. And
No, that's gone.
I've got this time for work. I've got this time for the podcast, this time for the family, and just set it aside and say, hey, I'm going to do this for this amount of time. You know, do this for this amount of time, and then go to do something else. Because you don't want to be doing the same thing for 2 hours. Your eyes will get glassy. You won't know.
Right.
We're going to look it out. I don't know where his email is from.
Yeah, you lose focus.
Yeah, you lose focus. It's easy to lose focus. So just if you're totally focused for a certain amount of time, you get it done, and then move on to the next task. Sometimes have a reward. Say, hey, after 25 minutes, I can go outside and sit in the backyard for 10 minutes or something like that.
Right.
Okay. No matter adults like having rewards, kids like having rewards. It's like, yeah, I'll go outside, I'll relax, I'll go play. I'll play with my kittens until I do this. And I have 6 kids that just turned a year old, plus a bunch of other cats. I can't play with the kids until I've done this.
You got to give them their time too, because they need time too. Yeah. You can't just have them just there. They need affection. Right. I got a couple of rabbits out there that I spend time on them too. I embarked on that challenge as well. You know what I come to find out? We were talking about managing the time. What I come to find out very helpful for me was to write it down, because that way it makes me feel committed to it. Because if I don't write it down and I just think about it, I'm not gonna do it, because it was just a thought.
Right. Yeah.
But when I put it down on the paper, I must do it.
Yeah, I have a to-do list, and what I do is I usually write out one that's going to take the longest first. Have you heard the phrase "eat the frog" first?
No.
Eat the frog. That's doing something that's going to take a long time, or something you might not really want to do. You get that out of the way. You know, it's like when you eat food, and if you save the food that you like the least for last, we have nothing else to take the flavor away. You know, if you have liver and mashed potatoes and peas, eat the liver first and the mashed potatoes and the peas, because otherwise, if you save the liver for last, nothing's gonna taste like liver forever. So eating the frog is doing the stuff that's mainly gonna take like the longest first to get that out of the way, because then that's an accomplishment. Say, hey, look, I've got this done. I went to the library the other day. I only had like 90 minutes on my computer. I had a list of 10 things I had to do. But I wrote it down in order of what was going to take the longest. And then I know, okay, some of might take like 2 minutes. So, you know, what's the important one? What's going to be the quickest? And as I went through it, I crossed it up. And at the end, I had 10 minutes left and everything was already done. I'm like, cool. Well, now I can go play on Facebook. I can't go play on Facebook and see what my friends are doing, see what my nephew's doing, see how the baby's doing, until I get this done. And my great niece just turned a year old a few days ago.
So nice. Happy birthday to her.
Thank you. I wasn't allowed to go on my nephew's Facebook page to see the pictures of her until I got everything else done. So I was like, let's get this done. You know, psychological too. Then I got it done and I saw the pictures and she was great. So it's just walking and talking and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, it was great.
Oh, that's good. That's good. It's good to see. Yeah, right. So it is important to keep a list of goals and a schedule.
Right.
It's been for at least in my experience so far. I mean, I know I haven't been doing this for long, and I'm struggling. Right. I'm struggling doing this conversation with you because, you know, I've never met you before, so it's kind of hard to keep it going. Right. And like I said, I've taken on this challenge and I want to do it, and that's why I force myself to do it, because I want to do it and I want to have a lot of discipline into it. Meaning, if I say I'm going to do something, just do it rather than just make myself look bad and not do it, you know? Yeah. So discipline is important too.
You have to hold yourself accountable. Definitely hold yourself accountable.
Yes.
Tell people you're going to do it. People look forward to seeing what you're doing, and they can, you know, be your motivators and your cheerleaders. Say, hey, you're going to let these people down if you don't do it. They're looking forward to seeing this at a certain time. Yeah, you didn't do it. Oh, Oscar, what are you doing? What's going on? So do it, and then makes me feel good, makes them feel good, makes everybody feel good. You know?
Right. And don't pay attention to the criticism. Are you still there? I think I lost her. Well, so I think I lost her. I don't know. I think.
Right.
Are you there? Okay, I lost you for a second. Okay. What were we saying?
Yeah, man. yourself for a second, but we're okay.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
Yeah, we're just saying, hold yourself accountable. We're just saying, just hold yourself accountable for doing stuff, and everybody look forward to seeing all your podcasts and your radio shows, and then it'll be good.
Right, right. Just try to the most interesting persons I can find out there. Just and so I can learn from them, and maybe they can get something out of me. Hopefully.
Right, definitely. You can always learn from everybody, no matter what.
Yes.
Nobody is too good to not learn from somebody else. It doesn't matter who that person is. You can always learn from it. I'm always seeking to learn from as many people as I can all over the world, and just no matter what type of business they have, no matter what they do, no matter what age they are. 20-year-olds can learn from 50-year-olds. 50-year-olds can learn from 30-year-olds. It's all the
It
same.
doesn't matter. It's just the conversation. We just meeting people. We're all the same.
That's right. That's right. That's all it is. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice talking to you, Bonnie. Well, I appreciate the time you gave me, and I want to say thank you, and I hope we stay in contact because I like to keep listening to you.
Oh yeah, most definitely. We'll definitely stay in contact. Let me know if there's anything else you need, any tips you want about anything business, being efficient, whatever you want to learn about vision boards, anything like that. Just let me know, and I'll help you out as much as I can.
Thank you for your time, and hopefully in the future I'm better at this and I can get a lot more information out of you. I appreciate your time.
I'm kind of new to doing this myself. I'm trying to get myself out there and get on podcasts and interviews with people. So I'm working on it myself.
Oh, so we're okay. So we're both in the same boat then.
Yeah.
All right then, Bonnie. Well, it was nice talking to you. Have a good day.
Okay, thanks, Oscar.
Thank you. Talk to you later.